Jackie Hosworth, the right wing, Joey McGinnis, the left wing. Could you come up here and please receive your Hall of Fame flag? Jackie and Joe. Great team.
Do my best. First of all, I think that I speak on behalf of the team, but we'd certainly like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for their recognition of the team. I think what you're seeing up here today is obviously a culmination of a program and years of hard work on behalf of a number of parents in this room, community members and coaches, gentlemen like Mr. Costello, Mr. Cousino, some other gentlemen that have been staples in the community and worked hard as coaches. I'll try to name some of the people that I feel have contributed to the team over the years, and I apologize if I might have missed anyone. But certainly the fellow inductees, I'd like to recognize personally. Mr. Costello, I think all the fellows have had him as a teacher. As a teacher and as a coach. Obviously Mark Kazosian as a fellow teammate and a great student athlete. Although we haven't got to Coach Donahue, it's obviously that I'd like to speak briefly about her accomplishments, and I think it just is a clear indication as to what a program can do and not what a coach can do. And over the years, she has obviously established a great program in Watertown. I understand that she's handling the women's ice hockey, and I think Coach Sackham has some work to do, because in a couple of years they're going to have some teams within Watertown that they can scrimmage, and they might have a tough time with them. But nonetheless, I'd like to certainly recognize her accomplishments. And again, just to recognize the coaches on our staff, obviously Mr. Umili, he said to call him Richard, but the words will never come out of my mouth. But nonetheless, I could talk day and night about his contribution to all the team and to us personally in the classroom and on the ice. But I think it just goes without saying that his contribution will stay with us for many years. In addition to that, there are other coaches that helped out throughout the course of the year. Obviously, Jack Gardner, as well as Adi Venezia, who's a great contributor and kind of a personal friend as well as a confidant for all the team. When Mr. Umili had his way of delivering a message, Adi would come back into the locker room and reiterate it so that we could understand what he was talking about. And the one representative, I believe, of our coaching staff, in addition to the other coaches, is John Velakis Jr., who's here. As well as John Pinzone, who helped out throughout the year also. Obviously, just a few words in regards to the coaching staff. Obviously, very hardworking, very dedicated. They made it a complete pleasure for us to go to the rink every day and practice. It was not a chore. It was something that I think all the players loved to do, and it was just that their hard work obviously was a result of that, and we enjoyed practices on a daily basis. And I think that more than working for the approval of the crowd or classmates, fellow students, I think each of the members of the team were basically just seeking the approval of the coaches. When we went out and played a good game or had a good practice, if the coach Millie was happy with your performance, you knew that you did pretty well. So if there was any other feedback other than the positive feedback from Coach Millie, then you knew that you were doing something right. Again, many players and many parents over the years have contributed to us, I believe, receiving this Hall of Fame induction. Obviously, there are a number of players years before us and years after us that really could have been a part of this team also. To name a few, I know that Chris Velakis is here. I see Steve O'Reilly in the crowd. Just a few people that obviously could very well have been on this team had the years been a little bit differently. Academically, some came close. But nonetheless, they deserve to be part of the team. And again, I apologize if I didn't mention 50 players, because I certainly could do so. In the same respect, obviously I would like to mention a number of the parents. In particular, I think Mr. Jacopo would ring to mind immediately. Not in particular for his, as much as his contributions at the high school level. At that point, I think he was on the sidelines, but for the 15 years up to that point, if anyone needed anything in the locker room or any aid as far as getting to the rink, directions, help, Mr. J was certainly there, and we certainly thank him for that. I'd also like to obviously mention Coach Devaney, who was one of the coaches in the middle school, who helped us and contributed to our success at the high school level. Just to refer back to the youth hockey, Mr. Don McGinnis, Joe's father, I'd like to thank him. A very, very great and fair man, and we learned a lot of sportsmanship. I know that Joe did throughout the years, and nonetheless, we'd certainly like to thank him. On a personal note, I'd like to thank my family and my parents for their contributions and their daily rides to the rink, 6 a.m., 5 a.m. I think I would also like to thank our classmates. I think that their dedication to our team, I think you saw in the video, speaks for itself. That we had great support by all by all the classmates, the students, the teachers, the community. I think that played a big part in our success. I think finally, I'd just like to thank my teammates, a great bunch of guys, and as Mark referred to, good friends. And I think that's all what it comes down to is it's great to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, but it's even better to drive down the street and see some of the guys and say, hey, how you doing? And I think that means a lot to all of us. And final, I would like to thank some of the cheerleaders, and I don't think there were any present, but we saw in the video Maria Woodlock, Julie McMahon, I believe, is present. Said her married name. I apologize, I didn't. But nonetheless, I think they should be recognized for all their contributions, for the games, for the goodie bags. I heard some guys talk about the goodie bags on Friday nights that they used to receive from the cheerleaders. I think some of the guys are still hanging around waiting for the goodie bags. It's all over. But in closing, again, I would just like to thank, and again, I apologize if I forgot any of the coaches over the course of the years. And again, on a personal note, and a teacher and a friend, is Mr. Michael McDermott. I'd just like to thank him for his constant support. I think many of the students can speak of Mr. McDermott's contributions in the classroom, at the rink. He was a constant supporter and a true friend. Thank you very much.